Good morning. We've got a little AMA to do today for your video. And the first question is, who's the best Paw Patrol character and why? Clearly, it's Rocky because he can fix anything with anything. Second question, why has there been a focus on bimetals for our releases recently? Patreon members have gotten some solids, but not regular drops. So I was kind of curious about this. I went back to the G2 drops page. It's a little bit heavy on the bimetals. There's been like a SS, and then we have the Arbiter drop today when you're watching this. But then we have the Kraken and an Arbiter and a Life. And then we had the SS and Arbiter. And then we had the Covenant and a Reaper. So it's pretty much been close to 50-50, maybe a little bit heavy on the bimetal side right now. And it's really just what we have at the time. And we had a little bit more of the bimetals because they're more popular. More people, like, everybody loves the SS. Everybody loves the Arbiter. So the more people that like it, we kind of just, the more people that are asking for more of them, that's kind of what we focus on putting our capital towards. And sometimes it takes months for you to get a result for, like, what I'm seeing. So if a lot of people are saying, hey, I need a B18, don't retire it yet. And they're saying this right now in February. You might not see that come out until, a few months down the road. I need time to get it machined, time to get them anodized. So there's kind of that lag on where I'm seeing what demand compared to what we have in the store currently. G2's done a couple collaborations. Who is a company you would like to do one with next? And that's not an easy question to answer. So collaborations are kind of they're difficult because, and I'm assuming this question is for in the yo-yo industry because it's on a new yo-yo. Brands do things their own different ways. They're all such small businesses. It's hard to bring somebody else into your way of doing business. And it just makes it very difficult. And then especially if there gets to a point where you don't see eye to eye on something, it just makes things harder to figure out. So it's kind of, it just depends. You have to, like, Jensen and Charles were the perfect people to collaborate with. Went into that, was just like, hey, let's make, like a Warthog Trident Grail. So they sent over the Grail CAD, and I made the changes. We made the changes on our end, and we're like, hey, how about this? And then me and Jensen just threw names back and forth at each other for like a month trying to name it, and we ended up on the Life, and the yo-yo's great, and it was just a super smooth process. Like, even we've got some 7075s coming, and it was simple enough. Art has retired the Life on their side. They're not making anymore. We've got some more 6061s, and then we're going to be done. And the 7075s, they're not going to make any. I'm just going to make them. And I just said, hey, I want to run some 7075s. My customers like the AL7 versions. I'll send you guys a royalty for each sale. How's that sound? They said, cool. Just how about one time, and that's it. A run of, I think we did, I'm doing 80, maybe, somewhere around there. And we'll just do a one-time thing, and that's it. So, like I said, they were perfect to work with. I don't have anybody in mind that I want to work with right now to make another yo-yo. I've got a lot of my projects that I want to work on my own. We're going to lump a couple questions together. Any more B18s? Maybe? Do you guys want some 7068s? And if you're a Patreon backer, then you have a chance of a B18 coming like right now. So this doesn't help you because it was a prior month. Which was the hardest design to machine? The Reaper took us the most protos, 7 protos. Don't know why. Machine shop doesn't know why. It just would not be a smooth yo-yo. Took us forever. Doesn't make sense to me, but things happen. Rainicorn ever coming back? Possibly. I'm assuming you're meaning the original. The first one we did was the Rainicorn Splash, so possibly. And then somebody else asked, are Swirls ever coming back? Yes. At some point, they'll be back. What's your favorite colorway on recent models and older models? Older models, older models was the unicorn fade until it started getting copied by everybody. That's just the pink to aqua fade with some nice purple in the middle. And once that happened, it kind of stopped being special for us, so we stopped doing it. More recently, the Rainicorn, definitely one of my favorite, just because of that acid wash base with the faded splash or swirl or speckle, however we did it each time. And then most recently, that Miami Sunset was really good, but I think the Indigo Dreams, if I'm going to talk about an iridescent ring, for non-bimetal colorway, I really like the Kaleidoscope. And that is the black base with the random different speckles. It seems like this is the question, most yo-yo companies base their prices based on model, not colorway. I do it more on colorway than others. This is true a little bit. I think there's just a bigger discrepancy because my colorways range further than most. So you'll see other companies do a solid and then a splash or a speckle or a fade be a little bit of a surcharge or upcharge. I just have a bigger range that a solid is going to be a price, and then a single splash, double splash, reverse rainbow road. It just keeps going up based on what I'm spending in anodizing and reject rate that goes into that. No plans currently for a updated Marvel. Really, I never had plans of redoing models, but the Banshee was basically, it's awesome. So many people like it. It's kind of like associated with the brand at this point. It'll probably continue to get some more changes and updates, and it might be one that sticks with us for a while. Pelican was updated because we switched machine shops and design a little bit. First version we just could not get. So what we did was we just updated the groove in the rim to show you it was an updated version, and changed the machine shop, and it was good to go. Elite machine shop change as well, and we also kind of just wanted to update it, revamp it. I do think we will do an Elite update again as well. So I don't really have any hard fast rules on ones we do and don't do. I don't plan to do a Marvel 21 or 22 or whatever currently. We've talked about the Anodizer switches quite a bit back in the day when we made the switches, so we'll talk about it just quickly. We had an Anodizer there. One of their tanks went bad. It's more of a commercial anodizing plant, so they couldn't do the the artist work for me anymore for a bit. But instead of saying that, they kept telling me next week, in 2 weeks. Sorry, something else came up another week. For 8 months when I was waiting on these parts. So that's why that issue popped up, and we switched, went to a new one, helped them learn how to do the swirl. And part of the contract was, as long as I had them doing 50% of my parts, they couldn't offer the swirl to anybody else. They kept messing up my parts, so I asked them to redo some for free. I didn't want to pay for a batch that they messed up after I gave them multiple chances for this specific mess up, where they were stacking the yo-yos and dinging the rims before ano. And I told them, hey, this is the last 2 runs I've had these, do not let this happen again. They said, okay. It happened again. I asked them for a refund. They said no, and then at that point started doing the swirls for other people. They still weren't good. They never got to the point where the other anodizer made good swirls. They were not good. But that person, I am convinced they were doing that to my parts on purpose, because they wanted to offer the swirl to other people because they thought they could make more money from larger runs from other companies. And current anodizer has been awesome. Most expensive, but he's been awesome. And then he's just running into being a little bit slow now. He's having some issues. He hasn't expanded upon it to me. It's not life-threatening. I don't know fully how invasive the issues are, but he kind of just says he can't do as much as he was doing yet. That's all I can get from him. I don't want to push it because I only have like one other backup that I prefer not to use, but that's where we are. What's up with the repost and donation? Well, the repost didn't quite go as I wanted it, so I'm gonna work on updating it under a different name. Yeah, so we'll see that design updated again how I want to do it instead of with too much feedback from the community. The community didn't give a ton of feedback. Mostly it was just like it was good. I didn't think it was quite good enough to release how it was, so I'm gonna make some changes and update it and put it under something else. The donation, we've asked Jordan last time when I quit my job, so almost 6 months ago. I told him he could maybe, I don't know if I told him that right away, so don't quote the 6 months, but yeah, he's gonna ship them to me whenever he gets time. I don't know. And I said that I would handle the selling them and donations for shipping and charity. So they just have to get to me. I wasn't that much involved with that thing, so I'm fine with it sitting on the shelf where it is. Correct. Not all our models are machined in China. Even most of the ones that are still get anodized here. So not that it matters, I'll go wherever the best of the best is. So if the best anodizing starts being made in Brazil, we will get them anodized in Brazil. Wherever I can get the best of the best, that's where I'm going. How are bimetals put together? For the most part, they're just press fit, and you could get you could do it. I could do it. I could get a press if I needed. Yes, Madeline. I could freeze the aluminum part if they were tighter fit, and then put the ring on, press it together using a press once the pieces are lined up level, and just clamp that press. The frozen body helps. And the second item is getting a Delrin or another type of plastic caps for each yo-yo specific for your press. So you're pressing on a soft plastic on the yo-yo, and it also fits the yo-yo so that all the pressure is not on one point of the yo-yo.
Wait, did you color it for me? Wow, thank you. You got Marshall green and Rubble green because I only gave you one crayon? Great job. Thank you.
Any plans for new yo-yo designs / drops? Yes. If you're on the Patreon, you know about this. If you're asking the question, you're probably not there. Working on the Project C second revisions, which have been able to be pre-ordered by Patreons. We're working on a couple titanium versions of yo-yos we've already done. We are working on a collaboration, and it's I actually forgot that this collaboration was happening, so prior in the video I said I didn't want to collaborate with anybody. I'm doing a quick little collaboration with Damien, so I take it all back, and he has been pretty easy to work with so far. Yeah, cool. Sorry about that mental lapse. Other new designs on the way. We want to get the Mongoose rolling. I'm not going to tell you about the yo-yo. We want to get the updated Elite we already talked about. We want to get an updated Banshee if we retire the 18. Prior in the video, do you guys want a retirement run, and do you want some 706-8s that haven't been done yet? But yeah, we got new yo-yos coming. I would call it after the midway point of this year, you're going to see lots of new stuff coming from us. I think for the most part, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for asking the questions for the AMA. Hopefully you guys have a wonderful Friday, wonderful weekend. We'll see you Monday morning, bright and early, same place, same time.